No woman is gonna walk away from a man just because he made one mistake. That's not how love works. That's not how real women operate. Mistakes happen, we're human. And most women, especially the ones who love deeply, are willing to forgive. They don't expect you to be perfect. They expect you to care. They expect you to try. But when the same mistake keeps happening over and over, when apologies become routine and change never comes, that's when the pain starts to grow. That's when a mistake becomes a pattern. And patterns reveal who you truly are. Not what you say, not what you promise, but what you consistently do. She didn't leave because of one bad moment. She left because you made that moment a cycle. She left because you stopped trying to grow. Because instead of learning from the first time, you gave her reasons to believe it would happen again. You didn't just hurt her. You trained her to expect disappointment. And that broke her in ways you'll never understand. The truth is, she stayed longer than most would have. She stayed because she believed in you. She saw the good in you, even when you couldn't see it in yourself. She kept hoping, praying, waiting for the day you'd rise to the occasion. Not just say you would, but actually do it. She didn't want to start over with someone else. Do you have any idea how hard that is, to rebuild trust with a stranger, when all she wanted was for you to fight for what you already had? That wasn't her plan. You were her plan. But somewhere along the way, you stopped showing up. You stopped listening. You thought her love was unconditional. You thought she'd stay no matter what. So you got comfortable. You became lazy with your love, careless with your words, and disrespectful with your actions. You assumed she would keep forgiving, keep accepting, keep lowering her standards just to keep you in her life. And maybe for a while she did. But every woman has a breaking point. Every woman has a moment where she stops explaining, stops crying, stops hoping. And when she hits that moment, she doesn't make a scene. She doesn't beg for your attention. She just leaves, quietly, completely. And that's when you realize, she was never the problem. You were. It wasn't that she was too emotional. It wasn't that she was asking for too much. It wasn't that she didn't love you. It was that you didn't love her the way she needed to be loved. You loved her on your terms, when it was easy, when it was convenient. But real love shows up, even when it's hard. Real love chooses growth over ego. Real love doesn't keep repeating the same mistakes and calling it normal. You could have had a future with her. A real one. The kind that only comes once in a lifetime. But you thought loyalty meant she'd never leave. You forgot that loyalty has limits when it's not respected. You thought love was enough to cover everything. But love without effort, love without change, that's just comfort disguised as commitment. She would have stayed if you had just shown her progress, not perfection. Progress. She wasn't asking for a perfect man. She was asking for a man who tries, a man who listens, a man who sees her value and chooses to grow. She needed a teammate, not a child she had to keep parenting. She needed a partner who'd take accountability, not someone who blamed her every time she called out a red flag. She didn't want to leave. That was never the goal. She just got tired of fighting alone, tired of begging you to care, tired of proving her worth to someone who kept acting like she was replaceable. But she was never replaceable. She was rare, she was real, and now she's gone. Not because of one mistake, but because you never learned from any of them. The lesson is simple. Don't take people for granted just because they love you deeply. Don't assume they'll stick around forever while you keep giving them less. Appreciate them while they're still there. Choose growth before it's too late. Because one day, you'll wake up and realize the one person who would have done anything for you is the one you pushed away, not with a single mistake, but with 1,000 missed chances to be better. And here's the hardest truth. She didn't give up on you. You gave her no choice. If this message hit home, don't let it stop here. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you've ever lost someone for this reason, drop it in the comments. You're not alone.